Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Goose. Back at it again. We back. It's a divisional playoff weekend in the NFL. Some say it's the best weekend of football of the year. We'll let y'all be the judge as we go through it. Y'all know who I'm with. I'm with T White. You know how we get down when it comes to the sports and all that stuff. We got to chop it up. We had to tap in real quick before the game start. On the East Coast, it's almost 2 o'clock right now. The game started at 4:30, but hey, we do this live and direct. We don't do the pod before the pod. You know what I'm saying? We hopping on right now, about to get y'all this content. We might slide this joint on YouTube. Trying a new little network. We on Riverside, so shout out to Riverside. If any of y'all use it, let me know. If any tips and tricks and stuff like that, holla at us. But let's get right into it, bro.
Yes, sir.
We're
Let's
gonna
get
start off
it.
with another draft. We're gonna do another draft. We all was kids at one point in time.
Yeah.
Um, what you know what I'm saying? Let's do
Hold up, hold
like
up,
top
got
five.
hold up. We got to tap into the lick,
Go
man. We
ahead,
getting
go
loose
ahead.
with Goose. Yeah, we getting
Oh
loose with Goose.
shit!
Yeah, don't forget about that. So, I told y'all last week, if y'all listen, I was gonna bring out the Japanese whiskey. So I'm gonna butcher the name. Taguchi Japanese blended whiskey is aged 12 years, 40%. I'm not much of a Japanese whiskey head, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a try. You know what I'm saying? Fresh cork. Damn, I got some lotion on. I can't get
Get some lotion on it.
it. Hey, it's a fresh cork pull. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a twist. My
And
bad.
I got proper 12. I actually heard that this is not that good, but what I'm saying? This is a Conor McGregor jump. Cowboys play this weekend. Luck of the Irish, trying to get a little luck. Mm, let's see how it is. I'm not really an Irish whiskey fan.
I fuck with Irish whiskey, but I heard that wasn't that good either.
I'll do JMO occasionally, you know what I'm saying? But nothing
Oh
crazy.
yeah, JMO's classic. Here we go. I like it. I like mine.
Mm. I'll give my review
Any
at the
any any
end.
initial thoughts? Any initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts is, let's just say, interesting. Interesting. Um,
All right, bet.
yeah, let's talk about the draft. You know what I'm saying? What kind of draft we doing? Break it down.
Yeah. So like you said earlier, we was all kids at one point. We all watched cartoons, so we're gonna do like kids cartoons. Not all like 100% kid, but like stuff you was watching 13 and under type shit. So I'll always start off. So you go ahead and take the first pick this time.
All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? 90s babies, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go
90s
ahead and
babies.
start out with mm, you know, uh I'm gonna go with Dexter's Laboratory. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Dexter was my guy, you know what I'm saying? Dee Dee, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just, he wasn't a menace for real, but he was, mischievous, he was smart, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always intrigued with the show for real. Um Dexter's Laboratory gotta be number one for me.
I didn't make a list, but that would have been on my list. I mean, that was just a
Hmm.
top cartoon for almost all 90s babies. But when I thought of this list, this was my number one choice. SpongeBob, man. Gotta go with SpongeBob.
Ooh,
That's probably one of the most classic shows, man. That held Nickelodeon afloat for me. So
held
give
it
me
down.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
All right. Um, I used to, feel like I wanted to be an island boy. You know what I'm saying? Before the Island Boys was Island Boys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a rock with Rocket Power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Noogies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Rocket Power. You know what I'm saying? Like you just felt the vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I used to love that show. That joint was a ride.
Yeah, man. Rocket Power, that was another classic. I'm gonna keep it moving though. I'm gonna grab Ed, Edd n Eddy. Ed,
Mm.
Edd n Eddy,
I was
man.
hoping
Like,
you
yeah,
wasn't gonna do that.
that was a classic, man. Nothing else to say. That was classic, man. It's three knuckleheads, man, trolling, man.
Yeah, little gremlins. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me rock with Angry Beavers.
Yeah.
People slept
They
on
got.
Angry Beavers. You know what I'm saying? Don't clown my singing. You know what I'm saying? I got. You know what I'm saying? I
I
can
think
get back in the
that was
studio.
probably. I think that was all pitch too, nigga.
Hey, shout out Angry Beavers. Angry Beavers. Top three. Don't leave them out. They the Chris Bosh of my draft.
Okay. Number three for me. Like I said, y'all, this wasn't. We didn't pre-pick these picks, but my third pick. Shit. I'm gonna go with Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
I used to love when Cat Dog
Yeah.
came on.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a classic show for me. I fucked with it.
Yeah, Cat Dog was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember, being over in Andy's house back in the day, you know what I'm saying, watching Cat Dog. Cat Dog kind of came on a little bit, not late by no means, but like the sun was setting. It was like, all right,
I
where's
want,
mom and dad at? Like, it's
yeah,
time to pick us up.
I want to say that was like right before Tsunami came on. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that good old days with Tsunami.
I think it was Toonami. Even though it was spelled Tsunami, I think it was like Toonami.
Nigga, yeah, Tsunami, yeah.
Hey, y'all, let us know. I don't know. Tsunami. I don't know. Y'all, Cartoon Network. Y'all know what it was.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how this jump slid so far. Um, but this is my Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? This is Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how Scooby Doo
Scooby.
slid this far for real. Scooby Doo should be in everybody's top five. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got snakes in the grass everywhere. Scooby was finding all them jumps. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man.
that show really shed some light on, you know what I'm saying? You never really know who's around you for real. Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. I forgot all about Scooby Doo. I'm not gonna lie. But
Mm-hmm.
bringing up Tsunami brought me to this one. This is probably the only anime I've ever watched. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was something I watched all the time. That was hands down probably one of the greatest animes too. You know.
I think we almost need to make
Dragon
a
Ball
separate
Z.
category for that too, because that's like anime. I mean, yeah, cartoon, but like anime for real. Like the
All
anime
right, all
has
right.
like, nah, nigga, that's anime. I'll let
If
you
you
take it though.
all
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
all right,
he was
I'll take
declared
it.
ineligible, but you know what I'm saying? Like we'll investigate this shit later down the road. You know what I'm saying? We'll investigate it later.
All right, bet.
Um,
What's your last one?
let me think. Um, I used to really, I don't know, like there really wasn't that much content in the show for real. Like once you really look back on it for real. But shout out to Johnny Bravo. You know, he was just cool as hell. And it was a short show for real. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like a whole like 30-minute show. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Bravo, oh mama. Like I don't know. He was just cool. Smooth as hell. You know what I'm saying? Taught Goose how to be Goose for real for real. Shout out Johnny B.
Johnny B's a goat. My last pick. And let us know, were y'all Nickelodeon heads, Cartoon Network, Disney? I wasn't really a big Disney guy. We weren't really
Me
Disney
either.
guys. Yeah. But all right, for my last pick, going back to kid days, give me Rugrats. Everybody loved Rugrats. Right, the Rugrat land that was at King's Dominion. Classic, man. Give me
I don't know
Rugrats.
how I
Tommy.
let my man's Tommy slide like that. Chucky,
Yeah, bro.
Angelica, like they had
Oh,
so
one
many.
another one that we let slide.
Oh,
I let this one
damn.
slide.
Don't say it, football head. Is that what you about to say?
Yeah. I was like, man,
Oh,
how we
shit.
let Arnold slide with
Damn.
we got the
Damn. I just
best
thought
bedroom
about
of
that.
all time.
Yes.
Yeah, but I said Rugrats first. I'll put that down.
Damn. Honorable mention.
Arnold definitely slipped through. He slipped.
Yeah. Hey, Arnold. Definitely honorable mention. Um, and you know, guy or no guy, whatever you want to say, Powderpuff Girls was tough. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Rowdy Rough Boys
Oh
too.
yeah, it was.
Um,
It was.
yeah, definitely an honorable
Mojo
mention. And
Jojo.
then you got, you know what I'm saying? You got, for y'all that wasn't really scared as kids, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of people that was left out of the draft that were free agents. Rocco's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
There's
Oh yeah,
there's
lot of
going to
good
be a
ones.
lot of people, like, there can only be 5 starters. You feel me? but you gotta have a bench. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have, you know what I'm saying, training camps, free agency. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people out there. You know what I'm saying? We can scoop a lot of other people out there. So, but I think my team's going to the championship. I'll tell you that.
Nah, man, SpongeBob's gonna carry us to the championship, bro. SpongeBob's the Patrick Mahomes. He's the MVP.
Bro, SpongeBob,
SpongeBob's
I ain't
still
trying
making
to.
moves. He's still making moves.
He's making weird moves though. Like I ain't trying to step on no toes, nothing like that. But you know, SpongeBob,
Nah.
they say he ain't got no gender for real. Like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? SpongeBob ain't got no gender. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
We
I
ain't talking
don't know.
about modern SpongeBob. We talking about 90s, early 2000s
You said
SpongeBob.
he's
Come on
still
now.
making moves. So, I mean, yeah, he making moves. Well,
I'm
I don't
talking
even know
about.
if I can say he. It's making moves.
Bro, all right, you going too far. You going too far.
No,
Let's hop into some picks, or you want to hop into something else?
I mean, like I said, we off the cuff for real. Like last night. I mean, first off, you know, we gonna be talking hoops soon. Like football's about to end here soon, so we gotta, you know, start getting brushed up on the basketball anyway. Lakers Memphis. That game, the game itself came down to the wire. And shout out to, you know, LA, shout out to the Lakers, shout out Bron. You know, the GOAT, he's, you know, within 300 points of, you know, the all-time record. And hey, you see what he did in Cleveland back in 2016. I got it in the back. But yeah, they cut him out the dub, but there was a little action on the sideline before halftime. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about that. What do you think about that?
I mean,
Uncle Shay.
to be honest, man, I think I don't know. I really don't know who was out of line, but I think if they came at Shea, then he should have been, just chilling. He's courtside. He's Shannon Sharp, but he a fan. Fans ain't supposed to get that involved in the game. That was like a stoppage in the game. You know what I'm saying? So,
It was.
uh, like I respect him standing up for LeBron. I expect him defending himself and shit. But you ain't bigger than the game. At the end of the day, you still a fan. Sitting courtside. There's rules to sitting courtside, and then T. Morant, his dad, jumped in the joint. It's like, bro, like,
And he built
sit
different too.
courtside.
Like you see the way he kind of like
Yeah,
was walking over there, so, like it was chest
he
smoking. I was like, what the hell he doing?
he a character for real, bro. I mean, and then Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks, little
yeah.
Dylan
That's
Brooks
where it
coming out.
started for real. That's where it started for
Yeah,
real.
he coming out saying for a regular pedestrian, like, bro, that's Uncle Shay Shay, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
come on now, yeah. But
And then you know you got
I
Ja talking about sit your ass down. Like Ja, get out of here.
yeah,
Go back to South Carolina. Come on now, chill out.
yeah, and then I saw a post too saying like LeBron's come out and talked about fans all the time, and he had a chance to keep that narrative going last night. But I mean, him and Shannon Sharp, they boys. He was like, yeah, man, I rock with Shannon Sharp 365, 366. I'm gonna rock with him. So fuck
Yeah.
y'all pretty much. So and I respect that. So yeah,
And the
I
thing
think.
is too. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Shannon Sharp took a little too far. He should have let the game be the game. I think honestly maybe Steven Adams kind of hyped it up. Why was his big ass walking over there
He
first? Like,
shouldn't have
bro,
walked over there. Yeah, that Steven
yeah,
Adams is the one who really walked over. Like, he was like defending his team. And like, bro, chill. It's Shannon
yeah,
Sharp. You know he's not going to throw
yeah,
no fist right now. Like he's
yeah,
still a professional at the end of the day. He's just chirping. But my
yeah.
thing is,
So
and like to tap on how you was talking about like, LeBron and like continue the narrative. LeBron's main narrative was what I'm saying, like fans calling players like out their name and stuff. Da da da. What Shannon Sharp mainly said to Brooks was basically, hey, what I'm saying, you too small to defend LeBron. Like he was just hey, you too small, you ain't big enough or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cool. He didn't say what I'm saying, like you ain't a man or this or that, called him out his name. Like he was just chirping a little bit. But he wasn't calling him out of his name, nothing derogatory for real, for real. Like, yeah, it got out of line, but it wasn't like Shannon like really kind of like came out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Tested his manhood, nothing like that. Well, I mean, I guess you could say he tested his manhood without saying he's small, but I mean,
yeah,
that's
that's
it
just
is what it is.
normal. That's just normal
That's just normal
trash
chirping.
talk. Normal chirping. Yeah, yeah,
And I think we gonna get used to seeing Shannon at the games now because I mean you just know like it was like a week or two ago when he was at the game and he was trying to he
yeah,
had his phone out and LeBron did the dunk and stuff and like Shannon is becoming like yeah Hall of Fame tight end all that stuff I'm saying shout out to that but like he's becoming a name to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry and like the sports industry on just being a media personality. You know what I'm saying? Like his name is starting to like ring bells. He's gonna be like how Jack Nichols being at the daggone Lakers games, Spike Lee being at the Knicks games. It's gonna be like Uncle Shannon
it's gonna be Uncle
at the
Shay.
games. You know what I'm saying? But like I mean,
Yeah,
he's riding with Braun, but Braun only got about like 2-3 more years left. But we'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that definitely was interesting. And then also too in other news as well. I mean, you got what Coach Prime doing out there in Colorado. Shout out to the
Yeah,
Buffs. He got that number one cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Switched out from Miami. He said, "Hey, I'm going with Coach Prime." So Coach Prime, like
this
I'm not saying. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, this, like back to back years, he got the number one cornerback to commit.
Hmm.
He's been doing numbers in the transfer portal. Uh, I believe in Coach. I believe in Prime, man. Like I think he's legit. I don't think he's just doing it for attention or media or whatever this and that. I think he's legit trying to build something. I think he wants to. He's a Hall of Fame player, one of the greatest players ever. He wants to be that as a coach as well. So
Hmm.
I can see him accomplishing that too.
Yeah, and I also think too that people need to. They might need to keep their excuse me expectations a little bit like not as high. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people probably expecting like, oh, if he's did what he did at Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? He's getting all these high recruits now. Colorado should be nice. Like, nah, it's gonna take a couple years to like build that program. Like they gonna make noise, they gonna make a little splash, but I mean, like I had, when I saw their schedule, I was like, I think they might win like 6 games this year, and like that's what I'm saying, like
Yeah,
because if you
that's
looked
also
at the Colorado roster, you know what I'm saying, like yeah, he's
yeah.
cleared a lot of the old guys out and all that stuff, but like he's create pretty much new chemistry. You know what I'm saying? It's new coaching staff. Like they wiped everything out, starting fresh for real. So like I think it's going to take some time. Like now, year three, okay, yeah, that's when you can really judge what he has and hasn't done. But I think he's going to make a splash this year. It's going to be entertaining. But I mean, I'm not looking to see them at the Pac-12 championship. That's just me.
No, no. I could see them making noise in the Pac-12. Look, I mean, the Pac-12 ain't the best division in
Yeah,
the best conference in college football, and it was one of the worst teams in all of college football in the Power Five,
yeah.
teams. But I think he has an impact that can be like they can do like 6, 7 wins.
Hmm.
I could see
I mean,
that, and
now if
then
they
and
get
then and then,
eight,
and then the year after that, I could see a bowl game.
oh yeah, like I think they're a fringe bowl team this year, and this is
Yeah,
without
yeah,
seeing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean that might even be a stretch. I don't know, but now next year I fully expect them to get to some type of bowl. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the
oh
Ball
yeah.
State Bowl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
some
it's
bowl.
and it's and it's not like it'll be expected. So if they don't make it, I mean, he's still rebuilding a
Yeah,
terrible program, but I do think a bowl is in the near future for sure.
yeah. And they definitely better not look like trash though. Like I'm not expecting them to win a lot of games, but I don't want him to make it look like he's in over his head by no means. And like I said, I don't think that's going to happen because I mean, yeah, he brought some of his coaches with him, but he still has some coaches that have been at Colorado and been on like that higher level. So like he does have those other coaches there. So I don't think he's going to be in over his head. I mean, he played in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be smooth. I think it's going to be good. Shout out to Shador. Hopefully, I'm saying, he has another good year and hopefully he's still another, Heisman type candidate. You know what I'm saying? Like him
And
being
I
at
think he's
Jackson
a
State
legit
being like a
quarterback
Heisman
too.
candidate. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
is. He got that talent. I mean, we saw what Brady already said. Brady didn't said it. You know what I'm saying? Like he worked
yeah.
out with Tom Brady and stuff last year. Um, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's it about Coach Prime. I mean, he always gets so much coverage. I ain't gonna keep dabbling in that too heavy. And also too, this last week, I was watching the playoffs. I looked at the Manning cast for the first time. Have you ever watched the Peyton and
No, I
Eli
never,
Joe watching the
I
games?
never, I ain't watched that yet.
I watched it for the first time. It was with the Cowboys game or whatever, and it's pretty good. It just takes a little while to get used to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's basically like me and you talking like during the game almost instead of like when the announcers are talking. It feels like you're like in the game with the game, but it's like they're kind of like
And I
talking
feel like,
over the game. It seems like.
yeah, and I feel like I like that classic feel of. And
Yeah.
I like how if they had ESPN had the last people doing it last year, I'd probably do it. But I like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They cool. Um,
Yeah.
and I ain't really had a real reason to hop on the minicast, but I'll probably check it out soon.
Yeah. And I'm definitely thinking about like I said, after watching them do that, this might have to be something that we think about doing for the daggone maybe not the Super Bowl because I'm saying I'll probably be drinking or something, but maybe next week we go live or we do something we record as the games. Like I don't know. These it's possibilities. It's things out there that
Yeah,
could potentially
keep an
happen.
open mind. Yeah,
You know what I'm
let's do
saying?
it.
Because yeah, they was doing that joint virtually as well. So
Get loose with the
we'll
people.
see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Um, but yeah, that's that for that. Um, real quick too, before we go on like our picks for the playoffs and all that stuff. How you feeling about this whole Lamar Jackson situation? Harbaugh's kind of switched his tone up. Like it wasn't like oh, I'm just coaching the guys that's out there. He's like I love Lamar. Lamar's our quarterback. Da da da. He's going to have a hand in the process. You know what I'm saying, with picking the offensive coordinator,
Yeah,
all this. Hopefully we get the deal done. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
I think him and the concept of the GM. I think they're saying what they supposed to say, and honestly, to keep his price up too. Like, if they come out and say, yeah, man, LeBron, we gonna shop, we shopping Lamar right now. They're not gonna do that. And the stuff Lamar's been doing has been like real subliminal. That posted on IG, like when you get something good, you're supposed to cherish it and pour into it and this and that. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of subliminal stuff, but I mean, I don't know. This social media age of contracts and all this and that, it makes things a little more complicated than what it used to be. But
Oh,
if I
for
have to give
sure.
an opinion, I think he's getting traded, tag a franchise tag and traded.
Yeah. I
But I don't
mean,
know where. I wouldn't mind Washington, but I mean we'd have to give up a lot for him. But honestly, I think maybe Atlanta. I think he's fit good in Atlanta.
yeah. But also too, I think, and like I get it. Lamar just being frustrated being in Baltimore because obviously they haven't really put many weapons around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he had Hollywood and stuff like that for a little bit, but like he ain't really had that many weapons around him. So I mean, I get the whole like, okay, they're not really building around you. Like, yeah, they're building their offense around you a little bit, but yet you're also still complaining that you kind of want to pass more and stuff like that. Da, da, da. But my
I thought
thing
it was
is,
interesting with
and
I thought it was interesting with what RG3 said. Maybe it ties into maybe it leaves hope for him picking the OC because RG3 he was like, yeah, Greg Roman was a great coach, best running coach I've ever played for. Running backs and tight ends love him, but receivers don't. Receivers don't want to go there. It wasn't Lamar, it was the coaching that pushed free agent receivers and everybody else away. So maybe it was, that was keeping him from getting wide receivers actually help because like you look at the roster, they just tight ends and running backs. They had nobody
yeah,
on the outside.
and like I said, I understand that, but I think Lamar, he's creeping on, he's creeping in dangerous territory. Because we saw what Russell Wilson, like him having a problem out in Seattle and stuff. He wanted to be in a more pass friendly type of offense. Da, da, da. We saw what's happening with him now in with the Broncos. You know
Denver,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's a totally different story. And like the thing with Lamar being in Baltimore, by him doing a lot of like the RPOs and running and stuff like that, shorter passes, da da da. It and him having that running ability, it always places pretty much. And like I was listening to Nick Wright, they always have like one high safety defenses pretty much because they're always having somebody like shadowing Lamar and stuff like that. So basically, what they're doing is that outside receiver is almost always going to be like 1-on-1 in the offense that they currently have. So it's like if you can't even break out with that type of defense constantly covering you, how are you going to break out a defense with two high safeties if they're just worried about you passing now? You know what I'm saying? So it's
But I
like,
mean, he
is
was he
Lamar
was a
really an elite passer?
yeah he was a unanimous MVP 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yes, but he did a lot. He did a lot of running. If you looked at that year, because he pointed that out, if you looked at that year when it
Hmm.
came
Hmm.
to the passes and stuff like that, like it wasn't like he's throwing bombs all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a lot of run after the catch and stuff like
But
that.
another thing to add on to that is, yeah, that number one receiver is gonna be one on the outside. Who was the number one receiver? Devin Duvernay, James Proche, Deshaun Jackson, the D Robinson. Like, not the number one guy wasn't a number one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Rashad Bateman was hurting, but either way, he's young and unproven because he's always been hurt. So like the number one guy was never a true number one guy. If he had, you know, even Hollywood Brown still this year, or just like
Mm-hmm.
a top 15 receiver, like a D Hop or something like that, I think they would do numbers. But he didn't have that, and I don't think they're gonna get that. But I mean, D Hop's on the market. Maybe that's a landing spot.
D Hop is on the market, but he's. Do you think the Cardinals are going to be going in a straight rebuild now?
I think they will. I think they're going a straight
If
rebuild
you get
because
rid of
I
D
mean
Hop, you're going into rebuild mode. But how you going to
they
rebuild
got a
mode?
they
You
got a
just signed Kyler to that deal.
it's an interesting rebuild because like they got an old team. Like if you look at the team, that's an old
They do.
team. So
They
like
do.
they can do a straight rebuild, but it's gonna be easier maybe because they already got that quarterback that can be a Pro Bowl quarterback, top 10 quarterback for the next 5 years. Like they ain't got to worry about that, the most important position. It's taking up a lot of money, but they don't got to worry about the most important position. So I think if they can, trade some assets while they can, draft well, pick up key free agents. They just got a new GM. Uh, they ain't got a coach yet, but I think a new coach will help as well. Because I ain't believe in Cliff's offense, but we'll see. I think it'll be a 2-year rebuild. Kyler might miss some games with the ACL next year, but the year after that, I think they'll be on track.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't really.
We get too deep into the offseason. We got to hop into the divisional round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a lot of moves being made like
It
so
it
quick.
is like the
Like
offseason. Like
teams
once
just
once
really
coaches
move.
get fired, players like Lamar and Derek Carr get unhappy. Start trade. Speculation. It's conversation.
Damn, and that's interesting too. Like, where's Derek
That's
Carr?
that's another one. That's another potential top 10 quarterback. Definitely top 15 quarterback on the move. With a doable. It's expensive, but a doable contract.
Yeah, and we could very well see Aaron Rodgers back with Adams, or we could see Brady with him. Brady ain't done.
I don't
Brady
think
basically said
he
goodbye
said
to
he's
Tampa
taking
Bay during that press conference.
he said he's taking 1 to 2 months, but if he was done, I think he probably would still take 1 to 2 months, but I think he's actually done. But I think
I
all,
don't
like
think he's done.
another potential quarterback move is gonna be is Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love. There's gonna be a Packer quarterback on the move. Jordan Love ain't
Yeah,
spending his entire rookie contract behind Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. And then I mean, there's just a lot. There's just a lot of drama, bro. Like, you even got
There's
like
a lot
drama
going on.
in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Like with Brock Purdy playing the way he's playing. Like, I get it. I never really fully believed in Trey Lance like that, but like, damn, what do you
He
do
was
next year?
he was always the biggest project, and I heard like a
He was
couple months
always,
ago.
yeah,
I heard a couple months ago, like from college to when he was drafted, and then even up until now. So he's going into year 3 on his contract with like only 1 full year college, 1 game of college, and a few games in the NFL. That's it. And he's on his 3rd year in the league. They gave up 2 first round picks for him, including the one that they had in that same draft. Like they might have to trade him and try to get something back for him. I don't know what they can get. They're
yeah,
not gonna get what they gave up, obviously. But if Brock Purdy takes him to a Super Bowl, I mean, it's possible that team is good enough and he's not making mistakes. It's
yeah.
possible you can see Trey Lance, in a quarterback competition or maybe on the move type shit. But I mean, I don't know.
And also too, you could also see with the Purdy situation because I mean, we saw what happened in Philly when Foles took the Eagles to the Super Bowl and they won the Super Bowl. Wentz got that job back when he was healthy, and then Foles ended up getting it back again. But like, there's nothing really
I think that's
solidified
a
with.
I think that's a little different because Foles was old. If Foles was like a young guy, they probably would have rolled with Foles.
Yeah, yeah. But we got to think too. Like Foles still ended up getting another contract after that. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just a lot of drama. It's a lot of quarterback stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? You still got Zach Wilson with the Jets. Like what they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because it's
That's
like,
interesting, yeah.
are you gonna make a move for Lamar, or are you gonna? You
And they
still got
doing the
Zach
same,
Wilson. Like where you gonna deal him?
yeah. And they doing the same thing, saying all the right things. Like, yeah, we're not moving on from him. We still believe in him. And then they fired
Yeah,
the OC. Like, yeah, we feel like the OC could have done little bit of things different. Blah blah blah. It's like, bro, like
yeah.
he wasn't
And
he
to me,
wasn't the
you let.
guy. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess we'll have a whole off-season episode after the playoffs, but
there's a lot of
there's a
off
lot.
season takes.
There's a
Yeah,
lot to get into for real. We just got like the little bit of it so far. I mean, and then my
that
last
wasn't
thing
even
on the
diving
off-season
in.
stuff, that's not even like skimming the surface. I mean, and
Yeah.
look at the Broncos, bro. Like they out here interviewing everybody. To me, when you're interviewing everybody, is like, do you even know what you want? You know what I'm saying? Like I get tired of these teams saying like,
sometimes I feel like you can't get your pool too big. Like you
Yeah,
can't
it's too
interview
big.
that. Yeah, like you gotta have a vision. You gotta have like, all right, this
Yeah,
is the type of coach we're looking for. You know,
yeah. Like narrow that shit
because
down. Like, okay, if
when you
Russ is your guy,
when you spread
go
too
ahead.
thin, that they end up with Nathaniel Hackett. That's what they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing last year. They had a huge,
Yeah,
they hired a new GM, a huge interview pool for coaches. End up with Nathaniel Hackett. They probably thought they was getting Aaron Rodgers, but they didn't. And look
yeah,
what happened. Like it's about to repeat itself, man. Hopefully they find
yeah.
the right guy,
It's
but I mean, hey,
yeah. And then D'Amico Ryan's like you saw his JJ Watt like endorsed him pretty much like, hey, like he was that guy as a player, as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows he's going to be a great head coach. He was a
was
great defensive
was
coordinator,
was,
all that stuff.
was he the one who said as a rookie he bought a house across the street from him because
Yeah,
he knew
across the street from him. Yeah,
if D'Amico picked that house, it's a good place to live.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So I mean,
yeah. So
I believe it. I believe he's a good dude. Good leader.
yeah,
Like you just see it on the team. Like there's no hiding it. Like Kyle Shanahan
yeah.
he's doing a great job with the team as well. But that
Hmm.
defense is just like it's fun to
Yeah.
watch. It's crazy.
And I think JJ Watt will end up being a good coach too. Like I know he hasn't really necessarily talked about coaching or whatever yet, but I think he's been so hurt for so long that his mind has already been like, I mean, I'm not a player on his team, but I'm sure he's already been damn near coaching as he's been hurt all these times. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been
Yeah,
almost like kind of like, Sean Lee. Sean Lee for Cowboys, like he stayed hurt, but he ended up like pretty much like coaching and stuff. Like Sean Lee will end up being a defensive coordinator in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. He's already been
I
helping
feel,
the Cowboys out. So like we'll see.
yeah, and similar. Not now we gonna dive too deep, but similar like Ryan
Yeah,
Kerrigan.
we gotta stop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Kerrigan, yeah, you're right. Kerrigan, yeah.
Cause he was our
Kerrigan is gonna be
assistant.
a good yep.
He was our assistant D line coach. He's coaching the defensive line at the Senior Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like his name's getting out there as a defensive line coach, and next thing you know, he can be a defensive coordinator. So
Hell yeah.
and Chase Young endorsed him. He's that guy. When he's in the room, he's a dude. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I love to see it honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like I just love players being more than players. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to just I
and
mean, I'm
so
not saying
quickly
just
too.
play.
I like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
quick turnaround. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I'm retired as a player. I'm gonna help out the team. I'm
Yeah.
an assistant with the team. Now I'm a coach with the team. Now coordinator. Boom. I'm a head coach. I'm ready.
Yeah. And I wish Luke Kuechly would have done that too. Because he ended his career pretty early. To be with his family and stuff. He had health issues and all that stuff, obviously. But like to me, he had a brilliant mind for the game. Like I would have loved to see him become a coach. Like you're not risking your body no more, but you're still, putting your knowledge into the game. Like I wish we would
Yeah.
have seen him start to coach, but I think he's just gonna like fade off like, Patrick Willis, like just like chill, relax.
Yeah. I guess he had too.
Um, but yeah, let's get in these games. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's divisional weekend. You know what I'm saying? We got first game up, that's today, and hopefully I can get this episode out before the game starts. Um, 4:30 Eastern time. We got the Chiefs and the Jags. And the Jags, like everybody remember the last episode, the Jags, they was your sleeper team. And I picked the Chargers as my sleeper
Yeah.
team. And you see where my
I
Chargers is
told you.
at.
I told y'all like the Jaguars are my wild card sleeper. I knew once they
Hmm.
beat the Chargers, they was gonna go against the
You
big
did
dog.
no,
And like
no, time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. You did not specify your wild card. So you said that you're a sleeper. I said, are they going to Super Bowl? You said no. I didn't say all that, but you didn't say
I
specifically
think
wild card sleeper.
I think privately in text I said wild card, but on the pod I think I might
Yeah,
have
you
just
did
said sleeper.
in private. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So either way, I still believe in the Jaguars. Looking at the line right now, the Chiefs is a 9.5 point favorite. I think the Jaguars will cover. I think the Chiefs will win, but I think the Jaguars will cover. I think Trevor Lawrence showed a lot of resilience, man. Throwing 4 picks and then coming back and win the game. Like, say what you want about the Chargers or whatever, how they played the game, but Trevor Lawrence, man, like that for a young quarterback to bounce back like that in his first playoff game, that's impressive. Maybe it can keep going, but I think the Chiefs are just too good.
yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not no hater by no means. And shout out, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags for doing their thing. But I will say, I wasn't as impressed as some people were with the comeback. I was impressed on an entertainment standpoint because, thought the game was over. Then once it was coming back, I was glued to my seat because I was like, yo, these fools really about to come back. But I will say, excuse me, I will say that Trevor Lawrence should have never had that situation. To me, that was just poor play at the beginning of the game. Nerves got to him, whatever you want to call it. I still don't really believe in him like that. He's still potentially Joe Flacco to me. He might go to the Super Bowl one day. Who knows? I don't see him as being the next, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers of this league. I don't see it. But I will say the reason why I'm not as impressed on that comeback is because it was against the Chargers. People, even Joe Staley called it, like in June or July or whatever, about, people call it chargering, what I'm saying? Like, when players get hurt and, when we lose games that we shouldn't lose, da, da, da. He beat the Chargers. Now, if he would have done that game against these Chiefs or whatever, or if he did it against, the Bengals or something like that, like, okay, I might have a little, had to put a little more stock into it.
I think he can't have that. If he has another start like that versus the Chiefs, they're not gonna win.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting to.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting to because to me, I think as much as people is on him right now, they all happy him. He goes to Waffle House. Oh, he's a man of the people. Like, shut the hell up. They didn't even look comfortable.
That was cool, man. That was cool.
It was not cool. It was okay. He was trying to make a scene. He was trying to make a scene. He does not eat at Waffle House. I'll tell you that. Like the crowd that he was even with, they looked like it was like their first time even in there. It wasn't even
whether he do or he
I'm
don't.
not impressed. Either way, I digress. He is not for the people. He's trying to be for the people, but he's not for the people. At the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence, and at the end of the day, God bless, what I'm saying, it's Saturday and stuff too, what I'm saying, it's a great day. Trevor Lawrence is basically Tim Tebow without being an aggressive Tim Tebow. Trevor Lawrence is, he's a good guy. He doesn't say anything wrong. He doesn't get too hype. He doesn't get too low. You know what I'm saying? God is good. Da, da, da. Now he goes into Waffle House. He tries to show that I got a little edge. He says Duval. He thinks he says Duval, and he goes to the Waffle House. Oh, he got a little bit of an edge. No. Trevor Lawrence, if he was black, if Trevor Lawrence was black, he would be Russell Wilson. Trevor Lawrence is a dork at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is, moving past all that. To me, if Trevor Lawrence,
right there. That's a clip. Trevor Lawrence is a dork.
Yes, he's a dork. But to me, moving on, if Trevor Lawrence starts his game off and he has another 2 or 3 picks, bro, he's washed. He's done. You cannot go against the Chiefs after having the game that you just had.
I'll say for this game. For this game,
to me, you have to look at it as a problem because to me, we'll get into it, I guess, when we watch the Cowboys or whatever, talk about the Cowboys. But, Maher, the thing with Maher missing all those field goals, right? He wasn't missing those field goals because it was like heat of the moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a big game, da da da. No, we was ahead every time he was missing field goals. Like, it wasn't the moment was the reason why he missed field goals. He missed field goals because he was just in his head. He had the yips, whatever you want to call it, gymnastics and stuff like that. He was in his head. To me, Lawrence the moment was too big at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, he was just in his head. To me, the moment was too big. So to me, if he plays the Chiefs and if he does that again, the moment's too big. He only threw, 8 picks this whole season? He threw 4 picks in that one game. To me, the moment was too big last week, but then he bounced back. You know what I'm saying? Because he realized that game was going to be on him at the end of the day. And then we know that Herbert just ain't that guy. I don't care what nobody say at this point.
Yeah,
Herbert's done. I try to believe in him. But to me, Herbert is not that guy. He's going to be a Phillip Rivers. Like, to me, the Chargers are cursed. He's Phillip Rivers.
I could see. I'm a borderline Justin Herbert fan. I could see Justin Herbert being Kirk Cousins with a cannon. Like, he got an impressive arm. He makes impressive throws. But I just don't think he's that guy. And, like, going back to that draft, I'm not trying to get too deep, but, like, going into that draft, with Washington, we needed a quarterback, but we went with Chase Young, and I love Chase Young. I think he has potential to be a really great player. But like Justin Herbert, the issues coming out the draft was like he's not a leader. He's real quiet, this and that. I think him going to LA was really good for him because he's he's close to home. He's never left Oregon,
Yeah.
and he's in LA. You know, he's close to home. I think it's like a perfect situation. You know, he's always hiding from the cameras and that. I just don't think he's that guy that can win you a Super Bowl. I
And he
think he's gonna
can't
be a really
galvanize
good.
the team.
I think he's gonna be a really good player, make really nice throws. You know, this and that. But as far like galvanizing a team, you know, like being a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Joe Burrow, and it's like, hey, I got us. You know, I don't think that's
Yeah.
it.
Because I was watching that game, bro. As they was going, 3-and-outs and stuff like that. As the Jags was coming back, like you could see the Jags was coming back. They was doing like 3-and-outs and stuff. He was doing nothing on the sideline. Even
And
as they was
I
about
get
to
it.
lose, he
Yeah,
wasn't
and
like, I get it. Everybody doesn't hype everybody. Everybody doesn't hype everybody up. I get that. But to me, Tom Brady sometimes doesn't hype everybody up. But when he's on that sideline and he's locked in, he's locked in. Like,
you can see it
they
in his
showed him
eyes.
clips.
Like
You can see it in his eyes. You do not see that in Herbert. Like, at least if he doesn't talk to everybody, at least I want to see him on that sideline just locked in. Like, oh, I'm tapped in. Like, I don't give a fuck what they doing right now. I'm trying to get in my zone. He's just sitting on
like
there with his helmet laid back like this, and he's sitting there looking dumb as hell, looking like Staley pretty much on the sideline.
yeah, like Andy Reid said, when times get grim, be the Grim Reaper. He ain't the
Yeah,
Grim Reaper.
he's
You know what I'm
not. Because
saying?
even to
Yeah,
me, Josh Allen, like when he makes mistakes, Josh Allen, I'm not saying Josh Allen's nothing like Tom Brady by no means. But Josh Allen isn't one of those guys that really like kind of like hypes the players up all the time when they're losing or when he's making mistakes. But you'll see him on that sideline, locked in, like trying to like get back focused, get right. You know, what I'm saying? He'll be sitting on that
Josh
bench.
is he's one of them
Yeah,
guys.
and you can see that in his eyes. Like he's like, I need to get right. You know what I'm saying? But to me, with Herbert, he was just like, I'm playing a decent game. Like I'm not really stressed because he didn't play a bad game by no means, but he didn't play a good game. Just like Kirk Cousins didn't play a bad game, he played a
Yeah,
good game, but he
the
didn't have that
stats
dog in him to try to get him across the
yeah
line.
the stats say, hey, Kirk played a good game. Justin played a good
Kirk
game.
played a great game. He only missed like
They
7 passes, 6 passes, something like that. Like he played a great game,
yeah
but he didn't have that dog in him to get him
yeah
across the line.
they ain't had that Mamba mentality, so that's why they watching the divisional round. You know.
Yeah, and also too, I mean, I think Braun's my goat. You said mama mentality. No disrespect to Kobe by no means, but I get tired of everybody always talking about mama mentality, this and that. People don't realize nobody really even liked Kobe until he damn near was about to retire. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe was the unliked player of the NBA for real. There wasn't really that many Kobe fans like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the most of the Kobe's
Yeah.
fans was like the LeBron haters. You know what I'm saying? But now that unfortunately, he's passed. Even like the Nipsey Hussle stuff, everybody's like, mama mentality, Kobe, 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 Kobe. Like, bro, nobody liked him until he retired. That's when he became a good guy,
Yeah.
and we saw him with his daughter. And like, obviously, it sucks now that they're not here, but we saw him, being a good dad. You know what I'm saying? Like being with his kid and stuff. Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff like that. That's when he became likable. But it was like he always was against the grain when he was in the league. Nobody liked him like that. People don't like LeBron just because he flops, da da da. But he's a likable guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Bron's a likable
Yeah.
guy. Kobe was not.
I could see that. You know, like even me personally, Kobe was always like my number
I
three
never liked
player of
Kobe.
all. He was like my number three of all time. I thought he was really good, but like I never thought he was on LeBron level, Kobe level. I mean, Jordan
Yeah,
level. I like D Wade better than him when D Wade was in his prime.
yeah.
Uh,
Nobody liked him.
but you can't deny the Mamba mentality though. Like even when he was alive, even like when he retired,
So
the Mamba mentality it was just a mindset, you know.
the Mamba
But
mentality is
what you saying?
toxic as fuck.
What you saying is not wrong though, because it's unfortunate what happened. Like, but going back to like in time, Kobe wasn't really like it was a select people who were like big Kobe fans. It wasn't everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
You were,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But to me, the Mamba mentality, it's a toxic mentality. Like when people talk about Mamba mentality, like he was, yes, he was a perfection of his craft. You know what I'm saying? He perfected his craft. You know what I'm saying? He was locked in 24/7. But that becomes toxic. Whether you know what I'm saying, because people try to use it in all different things, right? Take it for instance for in the military, right? Mama mentality in the military are those same type of guys that we in the military make fun of. Oh, you love the military so much that you put your family to the side and stuff. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, they basically had that mama mentality. Like they're putting their career first. You know what I'm saying? But they're not putting like their family first, like these other different things. Mom mentality to me is you're Kobe, you're just locked in on only basketball. You're locked in only what you're doing. So to me, mom mentality, I don't want Dak Prescott to have Mamba mentality. Give me Peyton Manning mentality, where it's like, okay, Peyton was locked in, yeah, but
When it
Peyton
comes to
wasn't going to
when it comes
sacrifice the world for the game.
when it comes to fourth quarter, you want that's what you want. You mom
Yeah,
mentality what you want.
for the game, yeah. But to me,
Yeah,
to praise Mamba mentality as if everybody in the world should have it if you perfect your craft, to me, that's not necessary. Like, and even like Brady mentality, like to me, Brady and Mamba, they're on the same level as far as mentality. Because like Brady, I mean, we clearly have seen it. He puts football first in everything. You know what I'm saying? He's locked
football over
in.
family.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's not something that I envy. I envy a LeBron mentality. He's a perfection of his craft, but he's goofy as hell. His teammates say he's a child, he's a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like da da da. Like he's cool to be around, but he's still a perfection of his craft. He still puts his family first. He puts the community first and stuff like that. Like he still is like well rounded. Like give me LeBron mentality. I'll take that and not win every championship any day than having Mamba mentality. Like I don't think that Mamba mentality needs to be praised the way it's praised all the time. Like I personally don't want Mamba mentality. If I have Mamba mentality, my feelings probably gonna be gone because I'm gonna be so locked into what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
fuck that. But
yeah.
I digress. I move on back to this game. That's what I'm saying. This is getting loose with goose. Like this,
So yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah.
rampage.
So
Who we got for the
let's
game?
I'm picking Chiefs. Jaguars to cover. I'm picking Chiefs. So who you got?
I got the Chiefs as well. Um, Now, would I like? And like I said, I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan, but would I like to see the Jags win this game? Hell yeah, I
I
would
would
like to
like
see
it
him.
too.
And I like
I'm
Mahomes. I like Kels all
yeah.
that.
Mahomes is my MVP. I don't got a bone to pick in this fight. Who I think is going to win is the Chiefs. Who I want to win, anybody. But I think it's going to be the Chiefs. Uh,
Yeah,
next game that's going to be tonight as well. Giants and Eagles. NFC East throwdown. Like we mentioned in the wild card round with a few teams, with this San Fran and the Seahawks, and then Bengals and Ravens. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Will the Eagles beat the
yeah.
Giants 3 times in a row? What you got?
For me, and I'm not an Eagles fan at all. And I don't root for anybody's downfall, especially somebody like Jalen Hurts. Like, I like the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like that many guys that's outside of, you know what I'm saying? Like in the NFC East that are outside of, the Cowboys. Like, I don't really like that many guys like that. But, like, I like Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? And I know Philly's a hard place to play in. Excuse me. And I don't want him to, receive no, hate or discontent by them Eagles fans and stuff like that. But I am rooting for the Giants to win this game. Um, I think that Jalen will be playing with a chip on his shoulder though, because some people were saying that Jalen might have lost the MVP by being hurt and not playing like the last couple games or whatever. But then he came back for the Giants game. They won, but it was against like their second strings and stuff like that. Um, I think that he has a chip on his shoulder, and like to me, they should beat the Giants, especially because to me people have been talking about Jalen after that game. It's like, yo, y'all played the second string and y'all still barely won. I think he wants to prove him like, nah, like I was just getting back from my injury. Let me show you what I can really do. Like now that I got a little bit more rest, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, he's gonna go out there, he's gonna try to score 4 touchdowns, whether it be like, two rushing, 2 passing, whatever the case may be. To me, Jalen's gonna be out there with something to prove. So I think that the Eagles are definitely gonna be on all cylinders. But I do think that injury is a little bit bigger than what he's saying, what the team is saying. I think the Giants, bro, they just look good. Barkley, when he's healthy, I don't know. It's like something about Barkley, bro. Like he's built different. I don't think he's gonna have longevity in this league, but while he's healthy, he's good. And Jones, he's not a great passer, but him, same as Josh Allen. They're big run. They're bigger than most of the people that's trying to tackle him. You know what I'm saying? So like when he's running and stuff like that, that offense is just it's solid. Like it's not great, but it's solid. Defense solid. I'm going with the Giants on this one. I won't be surprised if the Eagles win. They should win, but I do think that, like I said, Jalen's still a little bit more hurt than he wants to say. I think the Eagles they're a little rusty because they haven't had Jalen in there the past couple of weeks. Besides, last week or whatever. But I'm gonna go with the Giants on this one.
Yeah, I like a lot of what you said, but and looking at this, like I hate all the NFC East teams except for the Washington, but I think the Eagles will win. There's no judging like the severity of Jalen Hurts' injury. At the end of the day, how much can you play through? I think Dayball's. I mentioned Mahomes my MVP, Dayball's my coach of the year. Maybe we'll do a MVP an award show. But Dayball has these boys playing like the way the defense is, the way the offense is. Daniel Jones has his limitations, and maybe he doesn't have as many limitations as we thought. Maybe it was just the coaching scheme. Because they don't have, like, name a receiver. Like, a casual guy who's not a Giants fan, name a receiver. Like, you can't name a receiver on the Giants.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah. Can't even name a tight end. But there's certain, metrics, for stats that have them as a top 10 offense. And I think that's all from Dayball and Mike Kafka, their offensive coordinator. I think that they're just a well-coached team, All throughout the year, we kept saying they're a fluke, just like the Vikings, they're a fluke. They beat the Vikings. They're in the divisional round, winning record. They're here. They're playing. They're playing hard. The Eagles, they're the top dog. They just had a week off. Sometimes you see that that's a good thing. Sometimes you see that's a bad thing. Sometimes teams come out rusty, but it's in Philly. I think Philly fans gonna be super hype. I saw a report that Philly fans already tailgated early because they bought tickets to a lacrosse game so they could get in the parking lot early for tailgating. Like, Philly fans, they gonna be rowdy as hell tonight. Yeah, they gonna be rowdy as hell tonight. So that might be a lot for Daniel Jones, but I mean, at the end of the day, the way the offense is, like you said too about him being big, like Josh Allen. Like, I feel like people, it's kind of annoying at this point because I'm not even a Giants fan. I just hate it because we play them twice a year. People always underestimate how fast Daniel Jones is and how big Daniel Jones is. So you always see defensive backs, safeties, even linebackers, getting juked out by him or not being able to tackle him. It's like, bro, he's goofy ass Daniel Jones, get him down. Bro, he's 6'5", he's fast. Like, when he stumbled versus the Eagles, and he's goofy as hell. When he stumbled versus the Eagles, he was over 20 miles an hour as a quarterback. This is a fast, big quarterback who Dayball's going to let him run. He's running. And when he's running, he's like Josh Allen out there running. So, I mean, give me the Eagles, though. I think the Eagles is going to be too much to handle. They got too much talent, and if they all just stay focused, they win. They 8-point favorites. I see the Giants covering, but I see the Eagles winning.
I can see that, and also too with Jones. Like, I think the Giants. If you're a Giants fan, depending on what side you are with Jones, this is a dangerous game. Because to me, if they win this game, or if they lose this game, but it's still hella competitive, if you don't like Daniel Jones, you're kind of fucked. Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to either franchise tag Jones or sign Jones to like a 4-year deal, $140 million deal. When, like, I don't really think he's really worth that money. Now, I think he's playing good for the Giants. Don't get me wrong, but, like, do I think he's worth that money? I don't think so. But, like, to me, if you're a Giants fan, if he wins this game, you got to pay him. Because who you going to put in the position? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Jones, this is one of the situations where, like, you want to move off of him, but y'all still are winning. But it's like, he ain't really the guy, though.
I mean, they didn't pick his 5th-year contract, so I think it's going to be like a franchise tag. That's going to be a little too much money. Or a contract.
That's like $32 million, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, he hasn't played extremely well, but he doesn't have good targets. So, I mean, he has leverage. He won a playoff game. Yeah. He has a winning record without weapons.
That's what I'm saying.
He can run the ball. He stayed healthy. The turnovers is the only thing that was really truly knocking him. Like, he has 5.
And he kind of cleaned that up this year a little bit. Yeah,
completely, like complete 180. So I mean,
he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid.
For Giants,
but it's like, if you're a Giants fan, do you want it though? Like, if you're a Giants fan, do you? Like, I like Daniel Jones, like, for the right here, right now. Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? G-Man, let's go.
And this is just me, like, looking at Daniel Jones, like, I'm not a Giants fan, so I'm not watching, press conferences, this and that. I'm not tapped in like that. But when I watch Daniel, like, you never hear him talk, his voice is kind of weird. He looks goofy as hell all the time.
Sound like for real.
Yeah, I don't even know. He sound like he always look goofy as hell. Wide eyed, mouth open, like a fucking fish out of water.
He's Eli
But
Manning.
but teams can't fucking stop him. Like he's running all over the place. He's not turning the ball over. He's throwing it. They're winning games with Richie James and whoever, Hodges at receiver. Like they got a lot of no names at receiver, but Daniel Jones making it happen. Put Daniel Jones with some weapons. Top 10 quarterback. I'm saying
Yeah.
that right now. Top 10 quarterback.
So to me, you sign him. I'm not a Giants fan, but I know that some Giants fans like, to me, you sign him though, and you get some support around him. And we've
Yeah,
seen that Barkley. Now we
it's
can
time to
see that he
build
can
around
stay
him.
healthy decently. Yeah, and Barkley,
But
I was skeptical on him, but he can stay healthy.
I mean, the Giants right now they in a predicament for real because Barkley was on his 5th year, and then Daniel Jones on his last year. So they have to pay Barkley. We have to pay Daniel Jones. Like they can't tag both of them. They got to pay one of them and tag one of them, whatever the case may be. Like they got to draft well.
Yep.
But
To me,
going to
you
this,
sign Barkley and you tag Jones. But let's move on.
yeah, I would do the same. I'll do the same. But yeah, next game, Bengals Bills Sunday. I'm rocking with the Bills Mafia, man. Like shout out to all my Bills Mafia. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of y'all. Uh, I think Josh Allen's gonna carry this team. This team's gonna be they gonna be rocking, man. Bills Mafia gonna be rocking too with the crowd, man. So give me the Bills. Who you got?
I'm going Bengals. To me, I think
Ooh.
we're slowly seeing the Bills go backwards, but nobody's talking about it. Back in like 2020, we had Josh Allen, basically what we thought could have been MVP type season, didn't win it. They went to the AFC Championship game, lost. Next year, he went down statistically, lost second round. This year, he was still pretty messy. They might lose again, second round. To me, I think we're seeing the Bills go backwards instead of forwards, but nobody's really talking about it because, like, they still got a good record. They're still competitive. But I don't know if Josh Allen, like, I like Josh Allen, and I think he is that guy. But I think more questions should be around Josh Allen's name than just saying, oh, he's a top 3 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like the Bills should be doing better than what they are, and I think they're going backwards. And I think the Bengals is surging up. So I'm going to Bengals on this one. And to me, if the Bengals win this one, I need to hear some talk about Josh Allen.
I think it's gonna be a good game though, man. Like both teams got winning streaks, so a nine
Oh
game
no,
and an 8
definitely
game
be a
winning streak
good
is gonna
game.
be
Definitely be a good game.
yeah. A winning streak's at risk right now in Buffalo. Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Cool, whatever you want to call him, he's that guy. Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying? He's also that guy. The Bengals offensive line is a little banged up. The defense is always playing well. Lou Anaremo, how you say his last name, Lou, defensive coordinator, he got the defense playing well. Eli Apple's still out there playing cornerback, and they still got a good defense.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I think the atmosphere is going to be too. It's not nothing's too rowdy for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow he's cool as can be. Like nothing's too big for him. So I'm not saying that as far as the Bills fans, but I think the Bills atmosphere is going to be just real rowdy, and for the offense and defense for the Bengals. Everybody going to be in the A game. I think they can bring it. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think I think honestly the AFC divisional round and championship round is going to be fucking damn near like the
Some
Super
of
Bowl.
the best football we've seen. Yeah.
All the teams playing is gonna be like the Super Bowl for these guys. So it's gonna be a hell of a game. Bengals is not Bengals. Buffalo 6-point favorites. Man, 6 points is that's a tough one. But I see Buffalo winning. Every game I've had the team winning, but the other team covering. I'm gonna just say Buffalo wins and they cover. Buffalo wins by a touchdown.
I just see the Bengals winning this one. And I think Sean McDermott needs to be on the hot seat. Like, he doesn't lose his job by no means. But to me, this season coming up, he needs to be on the hot seat. Like, Sean McDermott hasn't really shown me that. He hasn't really shown me he's a great coach. Like, some of these past games they've been playing, he's been doing some like questionable shit, questionable timeouts and different things that like they've been able to overcome. But
Yeah,
like he's
low
been
low
kind of getting
key,
saved by the team.
low key. Like Leslie Frazier has the defense balling out, and McDermott has a
And
piece
you
in
had
that as
Dayball
well.
last year.
Uh, Dayball last year, the offense hasn't really taken a step back. But I mean, when you got a quarterback like Josh Allen, you would think the team could be a little bit better running the ball, but they're not, and that
Yeah,
has to fall on the GM and the coach. Um, as good as Josh Allen is, as big as he is, he can't survive getting sacked that many times,
oh shit.
getting hit that many times as a runner. Like that's not a sustainable career, And I hope as thinking in the future, like they can get a running game, something that where he can just pass the ball and run when he needs to, but not run because he has to carry the team. Because no quarterback has contributed for more percentage of touchdowns than Josh Allen has in recent years. Like he is the Bills' offense,
100%.
and I think if they can get like a Bijan Robinson in the draft, look out for that offense. That's gonna be crazy.
Hell yeah. And we're gonna talk about the draft too this offseason as well.
All right, so last game of the week, we got the Niners versus Cowboys in San Fran. Who you got? Brock Purdy versus Dak.
So I'm going with the Cowboys on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this one partly because I think that Brock Purdy's been playing lights out for show. Um, some people think that he needs to be in the conversation of Rookie of the Year, not necessarily win it, but just be in the conversation. But I'm like, I don't even think he needs to be in the conversation. That's just me. He hasn't played enough games, in my opinion, and we haven't seen what he can do when he has like a bad game or whatever and bounce back or not bounce back. To me, Brock Purdy he's due for a bad game. And if you really watch that game that they played against the Seahawks, he started off kind of rocky, and there was a couple plays where the Seahawks should have picked him off, but they didn't. They didn't capitalize on him being a
I
little
would,
bit shaky
yeah,
at
yeah.
first,
First half,
and
he
like
got away. He got away with some stuff.
he got away with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like to me, that's not really being talked about too much. To me, Brock Purdy is due for a bad game, and I don't know if y'all really watched that Cowboys, Bucks game. Like I get it, Brady's getting older and all that stuff. Long story short, though, we got a defensive mastermind. You know what I'm saying? And in control right now, and they basically was saying that, hey, Dan Quinn was saying like, hey, we need to show some different things to Brady, some things that we haven't shown him before, switch up the coverages and stuff like that. And we was getting in Brady's head. Like we was doing a lot of different things. And like while I was watching the Manning cast, Eli was talking about it. We was doing a couple like different like, bear defensive schemes and stuff like that. And that's, when you have all your linemen lined up over all the offensive linemen and stuff like that. But then we would like switch out of it as soon as the ball's hyped and stuff like that. So it's like there was different things that we were doing, throughout the game that was throwing Brady off for real. And to me, if we saw how that worked against Tom Brady in a great of a mind that he is, if we just go ahead and keep applying the same type of stuff to Brock Purdy, it's over with. Purdy is not going to be able to read our defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. Like after we switched up what we did against Tom Brady like that, I don't see Purdy, breaking through that because at the end of the day, I've never seen our defense schematically play as well as we did against the Bucks. Like I get it, Brady's older, but he's still Brady. He still got the mind. It wasn't like he was, moving slow or throwing super off. He was getting confused out there, and to me, I think we're gonna get in Purdy's head, and it's gonna be over with. It's gonna be over with. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with the Cowboys on this one, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be a little ignorant. We're gonna win by at least 14.
All right, you wilding for that.
You heard it
But
here first.
to dive into the game though, I like everything you said. Dive into the Cowboys side of things, um, and everything that the defense did was really good. The Bucks team wasn't a really good Bucks team, but like hats off to the Cowboys. They showed up, they did a lot of good things, but Shanahan's offense is not Leftwich's offense. And even though they have Brady, this offense is a masterpiece. Too many weapons, good offensive line. They can run the ball way better. They emphasize run the ball way more than the Bucks, and that can tend to slow down the things that the Cowboys have to throw at teams. so that can tend to offset it. And, like Emmanuel Acho has a lot of hot takes, but I saw this and I liked it. Finesse and physical, when they tend to meet up, physical tends to win out. Cowboys are finesse defense. San Francisco's a physical offense. And when he said that, and when you said what the Cowboys did, they out finessed the Bucks. Can they out finesse a physical San Fran team? I don't know. And also what you said with confusing Brady, not maybe not confusing, but just making him second guess.
Making it difficult. Making it difficult.
Making it more difficult. If you can make shit more difficult for Brady, it's 100% gonna be more difficult for Brock Purdy. No disrespect to Brock Purdy, but he's not fucking Tom Brady. Tom Brady's seen everything. So if the Cowboys defense can run it back, it's gonna make this game tough. I could honestly probably see this being a low scoring game. Honestly, I could. It's a San Fran's a 4-point favorite. I could honestly see. I'm picking San Fran to win. I could see it being 20-17. I could see it being a real low scoring, competitive defensive game. I think San Fran's gonna have to emphasize running the ball for sure.
Well, first off, I'm gonna say this. I don't like how you basically threw Byron Leftwich out to the curb like the Bucks did. To me, I get it. Like the offense has not been as dynamic as it could be this year.
And also, but like when you look into the offense, though, like
Tom Brady threw like 65 times. Yeah, the offense was lopsided.
That's been the Bucks all season, and playoff Lenny got benched. He tried to wear the playoff Lenny hoodie, but like there was no run game all year. Whether they couldn't get it going or they just refused to run the ball, refused to do play action.
But Leonard Fournette wasn't even great last year for real. Like Leonard Fournette,
and that's
they don't have a running back.
Yeah, and that's why he lost the job to Rashad White. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, like you got to keep the defense honest. You got to keep the defense on their toes, and I think San Fran can do that. And I'm not throwing Leftwich out there because he had a top 3 offense with Jameis Winston. So obviously he can get it done. He can mastermind it up. I believe he's going to bounce back, and I believe he's a future head coach. But maybe it was just the way the Cowboys defense was. They had to audible out of some runs, but they made them do that all fucking year. But the offense was not good all year for the Bucks, and it showed last week.
Yeah. So what do you think about Brett Maher? We think about Cowboys kicking game.
I've never seen a kicker miss 4 extra points in a row. But I mean I'm not with McCarthy too many times, but I'm with my McCarthy. You gotta stick with him. You can't cut him. You can't bench him. You can bring in somebody to practice. That's what y'all did. They brought in a practice squad kicker. Be like, hey, we riding with you, but hey, we got this dude. You're not gonna do this shit in the divisional round. You ain't gonna be here for the conference round. I think that has to be the mindset. Yeah. Because and also too, you can't be in a kicker for the future. You can't be in the kicker carousel because kicking. People say it's easy, but there's not a lot of NFL kickers. It's like
once you slide out, you out.
Yeah, if you cut an NFL kicker, you're gonna be stuck looking for. You're gonna be having 2-3 kickers the next year, maybe, unless you draft one or you stumble into one. There's not just NFL kickers who can kick with pressure. You see people on Instagram and YouTube kicking 60-yard field goals left and right. But when people running at you, the game's on the line, wind blowing, this and that, all that shit, somebody's holding it, not a holder, like a fake holder, shit's different. So there's not a lot of NFL kickers. I think he's an NFL kicker. But if it happens again, if he misses 2 or 3 extra points, not field goals, but extra points, this is off top. I could definitely see him being cut.
Yeah, and
if y'all lose the game because of him, I could see him being cut.
And see, that's where I just disagree a little bit on what you were saying. So I don't agree with how McCarthy did it during the game. While we were watching the game last week, not during the game. You said sticking with
after the game. During the game, so let me clarify this. During the game, after 2 misses, at that third touchdown,
yes,
going for
the
2.
2 misses. Yes, after two
We going for
misses.
two. I'm talking about
Yeah.
after the game. Bringing the practice squad guy, this and that. Try to build him back up. But during the
But see,
game,
I disagree with that too. Let me.
all
All
right.
right.
So we disagree after the game. But during the game, after two missed field goals,
All
bro,
right. Now you clarified at least that.
sit the bench. If we fail going for two on the fourth touchdown, we might think about bringing you back.
Yeah.
But like
So we agree
four
on that.
straight,
So we agree on that.
yeah.
Yeah, because to me, that's what I'm saying. Like while I was watching that game, I'm like, after that second one. Now, if we never had any faith in him, that's different. But to me, he's been a great kicker. He only missed one this whole season, and he missed four in this one game. So to me, after the second one, okay, let's go ahead and pull you out. You're done for the night. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when I say he only missed one during the whole season, that one was against y'all the last week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this was kind of rolling in to this game that he had already missed one last week. Then he missed four this week. To me, it's like after the second one, McCarthy should have just pulled him out. You don't want him getting in his head because as a kicker, if you're in your head, it's over with. Like the whole concept of being a kicker is all about the mindset and kicking like your leg is there. Your leg is your leg. You got the leg. It's that mindset. This first one, the first two I think was far left, and this other one was far right. Then the other one was back left again. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he was trying to correct it, but then he swung it back. You know what I'm saying? Then he finally got it right. But it was like,
and look at the extra points too. Like normally you see extra points kick just in the middle. He kept going from like hash to hash. Like bro, like
he didn't know where he was going. He didn't know which way he wanted to do it.
It was definitely in his head, and like you said, like I agree with the post game, like McCarthy and Dak. Dak was like, "Hey, I fucked up last week. People fuck up. I'm around with him. We going on next week. That's all cool." During the game, that third touchdown, even if I'm Dak, I'm like, "Yo, two. We going for two."
But even me though, this is why I disagree with the Cowboys were doing. They're saying, "Oh yeah, we ride for them. We all have bad games." Y'all are saying all this, but then you bring in the practice kicker. Like to me, if you're going to bring in a practice squad kicker, he needs to be cut because at the end of the day, you're not activating that practice squad kickers. You're not going to have two game day kickers. Like everybody's saying you're not going to have two game day kickers on your roster come game day. Like it's not happening. You're going to use another player to fill that other spot. So to me, you bringing in a practice squad kicker in the playoffs, bro, either you're with them or you're not. Okay, Mario, you're here, you're not. Why bring in that practice squad kicker? Just to get him more in his head. So now that he's coming this week, you know what I'm saying? Now he's going to be more in his head. Like, okay, if we make it to the next round and I missed one, you know what I'm saying? Now I might be out. Like, nah, like you can't do that. Like, I get it. Like other positions, yes, there's always a backup behind you and stuff like that. But to me, either get rid of him or you don't bring in the practice squad kicker. You all in or all out.
I think what, not saved him, but like maybe changed Brett Maher's mindset is the fact that he made a field goal after missing four in a row. If the game would have ended, what was the score without the extra point? 24 to whatever the Bucks ended up scoring. If the game ended up like that with no field goals made at all from him, I could see like, hey, his mindset ain't right. If we bring in a practice squad kicker, that's just to make shit worse. But he ended up making some field goals. So I think he'll be all right.
I don't know. I think them bringing that practice squad kicker, I think we're going to see another miss this week. And to me, I think it's on them. They allowed him to get more in his head by bringing in old boy. Like to me, you back him up, you don't bring nobody in, or you get rid of him. But you can't back him up and then bring somebody else in. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you bring like your ex-girlfriend around. It's like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, what are we doing? Like, nah. It's either you in or you out. So at the end of the day, I think Cowboys and McCarthy dropped the ball on that. So I don't know. Either way, I got the Cowboys win this one.
And I got San Fran. So just to recap, we got Chiefs, Jaguars. We both got the Chiefs. Eagles, Giants. I got the Eagles. You got the Giants. Bengals, Bills. We both got the Bills, right?
I got Bengals.
Bills, Bengals. So we opposites on every game except for the Chiefs game. And honestly, I think any game can go either way. I think wild card. We had a couple of good games. It wasn't like last year where every good game was good except for like two. But I think this divisional round, I think this has like coming down to the fourth quarter every game.
Yeah, and it goes without saying too. We never mentioned it, but everybody should know for real. You know, Lawrence ain't lost on a Saturday, and this game's on a Saturday. So if you're superstitious, whatever the case may be,
Low
whatever.
key, I thought about that last week, but I didn't
Yeah,
see the graphics, so I didn't even think about it this week. But that's
yeah,
gonna make it more interesting for Saturday night.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. So what's your review on the jump on the drink?
Yeah, y'all. So I got for those on YouTube, if we posted the Togachi Japanese blended whiskey, aged 12 years, 40%. Um, I like it. I'm gonna add this into it. So I've talked to a few people about how much I pay for my alcohol out here. Um,
Mhm.
for some reason, this is on clearance for 6% off. I bought this bottle for $20. This is
You
normally
said
a 60 plus.
60% off.
Yeah, this is normally a $60+ bottle of whiskey. I bought it for 20. For that
Damn.
price, I'm giving it a 9. Overall, if price wasn't a factor, if it was like I paid $40, $50 for it, I'd give it like a 7.5. I think it's about. I think I've given almost everything about 7.5. I think it's just it's a good sipper. 7.5.
Yeah. So are you more of a mixer or a straight drinker anyway? Like, are you getting used to drinking straight now, or
Yeah.
like is
So
that what's
so
kind of skewing your scores a little bit?
I've started to build a whiskey collection. And we'll
Hmm.
probably dive more into that throughout the show. Maybe we'll have a whiskey show. But I've tried a lot of bourbons, a lot of whiskey, scotches, and all that. And if I'm drinking whiskey, if it's like a nice whiskey, I'll drink it straight. No ice. I'll drink it neat. Sometimes I might
Okay.
add ice but I drink pretty much everything neat. Only thing I mix now is like rum and tequila and vodka. Some people drink tequila neat. I'm not there yet. Some people drink rum neat, and like there's a lot of good rums that like I can pick from at my base that I'm trying to dive into, but I'm not in the rum game yet. As far as whiskey though, I can drink whiskey neat and just appreciate the flavor of it. So what about that proper 12
Hell
weight?
yeah, yeah, mate. So I think, despite popular opinion, like that first sip, I was like, that's why I said interesting at first. Like it was smooth off the rip, got a little bitter on the back end. And I was like, ugh. But after I kept drinking it, and I don't like you saying like we post this on YouTube. I poured up my second glass of this junk. Like I've drank this much. This was brand new when I opened it. Like
Yeah, and
I've been
also not to cut you off, but those on YouTube, like I'm on
yeah
my third glass, and
yeah
if you watching me, I don't even make a face with it. This is real smooth. So honestly, I might get this like an
yeah
8. Like it's real smooth going
yeah
down. Real good flavor. The price I paid for it, like I said, I'll give it a 10. But if it was a little bit
yeah
more, if I paid retail for it, I'll give it like an 8. So like this is really good.
yeah. So like I give it a 7.5. Only
Yeah,
because
that's
I
kind of
mean I
rich.
just
That's kind of rich.
I don't really I don't rate Irish whiskey too high, but I definitely think this is better than like I'm not really drinking Jameson neat. Like if I'm drinking Jameson, like I'm drinking. If I'm not taking a shot, I'm missing with ginger ale or whatever, or even cranberry. But like this, like I feel like that's like I said, that first couple little hits. I don't mind drinking this joint neat. Like it's smooth. I mean, it's not delicious by no means, but I think it's 7.5. And like the price is right. Like the price is like it's like $26 something like that. So this is like an everyday drink type joint. Like this ain't no like like I'm only drinking on some occasion or whatever. Like this is like JMO prices pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just grab the bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like you drink Crown or whatever the case. Like this is like a regular everyday type of drink. So I give it a 7.5. Nothing special. Will I buy it again if I'm with somebody that likes Irish whiskey? Um, this ain't really gonna be on my shelf for real. Like after I drink this bottle, but it's solid. It's decent.
Oh yeah, I feel that. And like you said, like I'm setting up a little bar at my house. I got like six to eight bottles that are open of whiskey or rum and tequila type shit. Um, and I got about like 6, 7 that's like unopened. that aren't in the bar section. But once I get the new bar, I'm gonna just add everything to it. I'm gonna add more bottles, uh, and more variety. More, I got a few more tequilas I'm trying to grab. You like tequila too? As far as like mixing or drinking straight, what's your thoughts on tequila?
So I like tequila when I'm with people that like tequila. Like so, like if you and Natty is around or whatever, like people that like drink tequila like are around. Yeah, I'm gonna drink it. But like if you with me on like a regular day, there's no tequila in my house unless like we're making like tacos something like that, and we want to drink like some margaritas or something. I'm not
Yeah,
really a huge tequila fan.
there's always tequila in my house, and shout
Yeah,
out my boy Johnny, my boy. Why y'all hating on Instagram? I sent it to him yesterday.
yeah.
I bought a bottle of Don Julio yesterday. We was making drinks. Uh, Don Julio it's just the Blanco, not the something special, just the regular Don Julio Silver. Just go ahead and pick that up. It is what it is. I always got a tequila in my house. I always got a rum. Not like a dark rum, but a white rum, just to make with some mixed drinks in the house.
Yeah.
As far as whiskey, that's typically what I drink straight. I don't really buy whiskey to mix, so all the whiskeys in my house is what I'm just drinking neat.
Hell yeah. But all right, that's the show for this week. Sorry for coming in a little bit late on this one. Yeah, we still gonna get it out before the game start, but had a little bit of a ear problem this week.
Life
Still ain't
happened this week.
already. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It still ain't really cleared up. Yeah, I'm on some meds or whatever for it, but we'll get right. And we like I said at the beginning of the jump, we trying this Riverside joint out, see how this video quality looks. We're gonna end up getting some ring lights and stuff. Get better lighting and stuff like that. But
We're gonna bring the
we
better
still working
quality for
things
y'all.
out. Yeah,
And,
you know
and
what I'm
like
saying.
and like you said on the last episode too, we're gonna have a new episode for y'all too.
Yeah, yeah. Couple, some old friends. They gonna hop on there too. We gonna talk about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracies. We ain't done with relationships as far as like future
Life,
episodes,
lifestyle,
like
all of that.
lifestyle, fitness, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a pod for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to get some more females on here too. You know what I'm saying? Because I want everybody to be able to tap in on this show. Like, I don't want it to be just for guys, just for guys our age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be for like everybody. Like, everybody can just tap in this show and like fuck with it. Um, but yeah, but right now, playoffs is big. Like, my life right now is NFL playoffs. Like, so this podcast is basically
Same.
turned into my life for the past couple of weeks because like I'm just so tapped in, locked into this. But now that it's starting to finally
Yeah.
wind down, you know what I'm saying? Like, once the Super Bowl hits and all that stuff, it's gonna be more content. It's gonna be way more content after that. But like right now, this is what I'm locked into. Like, this is my life. So yeah, um, we gonna go ahead and sign out. Shout out for y'all listening to us, staying tapped in, staying flexible. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. We just got loose with Goose. You know what I'm saying? We about to sign out. Peace.
See y'all next time. Peace.